Namaste, everybody. Welcome to the charging practice as taught by Sri Dharma Mittra. Remember to make any action greater than meditation. Offer the fruits of your actions. Offer the practice to the Supreme Self, the innermost self. Try to imagine all beings everywhere enjoying this practice through you and with you, all the benefits being received by all of creation. Do your best, do it with love and perfect. That's it. Let's begin with the Oms. Sit tall, straight spine, close the eyes. Bring the attention now to the center of the chest, to the physical heart, right side of the physical heart. Deep inside is the abode of the self. A nice deep inhale. Fix your mind on that alone. Rest your thoughts on that alone. And in that alone, you will live hereafter. Of this, there is no doubt. Those are the words from the Bhagavad Gita. Merging into God consciousness, all thoughts on the divine self, the innermost self. Let's do the practices now. Coming to standing. We'll begin with the Surya Namaskara, sun salutations, the front of the mat, hands to the heart. Don't worry about the breathing, it comes completely natural. Stretch the arms and go back. Go down, Uttanasana. You may bend the knees, chest to thighs. Right foot steps back into the equestrian pose. Sink the hips, lift the gaze, open the chest. High plank. Knees, chest, chin lower. Cobra pose, legs together, shoulders back. Downward facing. Right foot steps between the hands, equestrian. Left foot meets the right, Uttanasana. Stretch the arms, go up and back. Hands to the heart. Other side. Going back. Going down. You may bend the knees if you need to. Left foot steps, stretch. High plank. Knees, chest, chin. Cobra pose. Downward facing. Left foot between the hands and stretch. Right foot Uttanasana. Go up and back. Hands to heart. Keep going. Go down. Right foot steps. High plank. Knees trust chin. Cobra pose. Downward facing. Right foot. Left foot Uttanasana. Go up, go back. Hands to the heart. Last time. Go back or down. Left foot. High plank. Knees trust chin. Cobra pose. Downward facing. Left foot steps. And then the right. Stretch the arms, come up, back. Hands to the heart. Now mountain pose. Tadasana. Close the eyes. Focus on the breath. Inhale from the spiritual heart, center of the chest, up the spine to the brow center. Exhale back to the spiritual heart. Again, inhale up to the brow center. Exhale back to the spiritual heart. Last time on your own. Let's do Vrikshasana, the tree pose now. So bending the right leg, you're going to balance on the left leg, bend your right. Beginners, you can place the foot anywhere below the knee, even a little bit of the foot on the floor with the rest against the ankle. If you're more flexible, the foot can come above the knee to the upper thigh. Advanced students, if you have the half lotus, take half lotus. Beginning with the half lotus, you may have to hold the foot there, but over time you'll be able to hold the foot in place right there where the thigh and the hip meet. Hands at the heart. If you're in the half lotus, press the knee back and down. If you have good balance, you may extend the arms overhead, stretching, reaching through the fingertips, focusing on something. That concentration helps you to find the balance, helps to bring the mind into one pointed concentration. If you have really good balance, the eyelids can begin to lower, gazing at the tip of the nose, maybe just the slit of the floor. Release and break the pose. Go to the other side now, no rush. Take your time. Try to do the same variation you did on the other side. Find what works best for you at this moment. Never forcing anything, but putting in effort, doing your best, doing it for selfless reasons, not selfish. Wanting nothing in return, just do your best. Stretch the arms if you can. Steady. Concentrate on stillness. Release the hands. Break the pose. Come to the back of your mat. I know I don't have a mat here. I have a nice soft carpet, so a mat doesn't work. But come to the back of your mat. We're going to do the T pose now. So interlace the fingers behind the back. The left foot steps forward, making the shape of the letter T with the body. So lower the torso, lift the back leg, the right leg. Try to create a nice straight line from the crown of the head to the toes. If you lose your balance, you may lower a hand to the floor to help keep you in the pose. Point the toes of the right foot. It's an offering, it should look pretty. Gracefully return to the back of the mat. And we'll go to the other side now. Right foot steps. Moving gracefully. Left leg lifts. Make the shape of the letter T. If you're not so flexible, you may bend the standing leg, the right leg. Keep the hips level. Concentrate on finding stillness, on finding the balance. And return. Options, you can repeat. Do the T pose. If that was enough for you, you repeat. Or you can follow me into the toppling tree. Left foot steps for either pose, T or toppling tree. Coming in the same way, but for the toppling tree, begin to lower the chest, lift the back leg to the limit, and arms away from the back. It's like a baby cobra or a salambasana, like a locust pose. Point the right toes, it should be pretty. And return. Once more on the right now. Same thing, if you'd like to do the T pose, do that. Otherwise, toppling tree. Left leg lifting now to the limit. The chest lowers, arms off the back, squeeze the shoulder blades. Open the chest, gazes out in front. And return, back of the mat now. Tadasana. Close the eyes. Listen to the breath. Inhaling from the heart to the third eye. Exhale back to the heart. If you can, hear the sound of the Om silently in the breath. With every inhale, every exhale. Om, Om. Copy asana now, the monkey pose. So from the back of the mat, you're going to take a big step forward with the left foot. Nice big step, coming into a low lunge. Sink the hips nice and low. You should have a nice straight line from thigh to thigh. So beginners, or people who aren't so flexible in the shoulders and the chest region, you can simply place the hands on top of the thigh, press the palms into the leg near the knee, straighten the elbows, pull the shoulders back. When you're pulling the shoulders back, you're squeezing between the shoulder blades, engaging the muscles in the back body. Make sure that right glute is squeezed nice and hard. If you can, add the arms, Kali Mudra. Index fingers extend out, reach the arms up. Try to bring the arms behind the head or behind the ears, at least squeezing the ears. Straighten the elbows, stretch. You can do the Dharma wiggle here. He likes to wiggle a little, taking you deeper. Keep sinking, keep stretching. Make sure you're comfortable so you can stay. Now listen to your breath. Om on every inhale, Om on every exhale. And release. Curl the back toes. Step the left foot in so you create two 90-degree angles with the legs. Wrap the right arm around the back, holding the left thigh if you can. Left hand to the inside of the left foot. Press the shoulder to the knee, left shoulder to the knee, open the chest. If you can't hold the thigh, like me, arms straight. If you're a little tight across the chest or in the shoulders, you may place a block or anything you have under that left hand to lift you a little higher. Open the chest. You may close your eyes here. Be one with the breath. Release the pose. Switch the legs any way you'd like. We'll do copy asana on the other side now. So same thing, right legs in front now. Low lunge. If you have knee issues, you want to have that shin perpendicular to the floor. Nothing wrong with the knee. It's okay to come here, as long as the knee's coming straight out over the toes. Squeeze that left glute nice and hard. Beginners, you may press in to the thigh near the knee. Try to straighten your elbows. This helps to pull the shoulders right over the hips. Open the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades. Or add the arms, Kali Mudra. Index fingers extending out. Reach the arms, stretch, go back. Chest wide open. Again, you can wiggle a little. Go deeper. You have to create extension before you go back. Make sure you can breathe. Make sure you're comfortable enough to breathe. Stay. And release. Curl the back toes. Step the right foot in. Box lunge. Left arm wraps around the back. Find the thigh. Right hand to the inside of the right foot. Press the right shoulder to the right knee. Lift the left shoulder to open the chest and lift the gaze. Too much, extend the left arm. You may close the eyes. And release. I'll show you here the next, Parivrita Parshvakonasana. You're gonna have a box lunge again, left leg forward, back toes curled under, the right toes are curled under. Make sure you have two 90-degree angles with the legs, not like this. We just stretched the front of that right hip and thigh. Now we're gonna focus on the twist. So the legs like this, deeper twist in the spine. Beginners, left hand to left hip, right hand to the outside of the right or the left thigh, and you can twist, gazing over the left shoulder, keeping the spine perpendicular to the floor. If you can, upper right arm to the outside of the left leg, hands right at the center of the chest, the mid-center of the chest. Keep twisting, twisting, lifting the chest near the ceiling. Advanced students, if you have the bind, you can take the right arm under the left thigh, left arm wraps to the back, maybe grasping the hands. If you can go deeper, take hold of the left wrist or forearm. That will help you straighten the arm, pulling the chest up toward the ceiling. If you can't find the bind and you're not holding on to the hands or the wrist back there, come back to the hands at the heart. Keep twisting. Now, if you can, shift the weight toward that the front foot, the left foot, and then lift the back knee off the floor. Try to create a nice straight line from the top of the head to that right heel. Straighten the knee. It feels so good to massage the internal organs. and break the pose. Switch the legs. Same on the other side. So a box lunge, right leg in front, left thigh perpendicular to the floor. Curl the back toes. Beginners here like me. Just like this, a nice twist. Try to see behind you. Or try to do the same variation as you did on the other side. Hands right at the center of the chest. Not here, not like this. You have to keep lifting, keep twisting. Eventually, the chest lifting toward the ceiling. Of course, if you have the bind, you take the bind. I'll turn around so you can see my hands. So if you can, you hold the wrist. And then you can work on straightening that right arm to pull the chest open. Right shoulder, rib cage deeper on the back. Better for you. The deeper the twist, the better for you. If you can, lean toward the front toes, the right toes into that foot. Lift the back knee. Stretch right through the crown of the head. High plank. We're going to come to lizard pose. So make sure your hands are directly under your shoulders. Left foot comes to the outside of the left hand. So that the shin and the left arm are right hugged up next to each other, like two pillars. If you can, lean to the right. The outer elbow comes down to the floor. If you can, both elbows. Keep pulling the chest forward. I'll turn sideways so you can see me better. So not like this, no depressed lizards. Chest pulling forward. Keep creating length. The length with gravity will help bring you deeper. If you can, of course, put the chest on the floor. Don't waste your time. If you're going to put the chest on the floor, you're pulling forward, not just flopping to the side. I see a lot of this. No, you have to keep this perpendicular to the floor. So you have to keep pulling, pulling, pulling until you're ready to come down. Everything stays the same, but the torso lowering down. Okay, let's come to high plank. And we'll do the same on the right. Right foot to the outside of the right hand. You can't even see my right arm now because the shin is hiding it. It's hugged right up against there. Knee to the shoulder. Lower left knee, come onto the top of the foot. Sink the hips. If you can, come on to the left elbow. So it's the outer arm. It's easier to come to that one. If you can, both elbows. Chest pulling forward, just like a lizard. If you can come the whole way onto the chest. Or if you know other variations, go ahead. Close the eyes and stay. Make sure the breath is under control. Nice and slow and steady. Come to high plank. Lower the knees. Bring the seat on the feet if you can in thunderbolt. If you can't sit on the feet, a pillow, a blanket, something under the feet can help. I'll show you the next. We're going to do the side plank pose, Vashisthasana. I'll show you the different variations and then we'll go into them, okay? So from high plank, the traditional is you just come onto your side. The arm can be here. See, my ankles are stacked. If that's too much, step the top foot behind the bottom foot. It helps with the balance. You may lift the arm as well. If you have a shoulder injury, please take care of the shoulder. You bend the lower knee, the knee of the lower leg. Place it on the floor with the toes curled under and here. That will completely protect your shoulder. Or if the traditional variation is too much for you, this is an option. Okay, but if you can, when you go into side plank, you bend the top leg. Place the ball of the foot on the floor and flatten the foot of the lower leg about a 45-degree angle, lifting the hips toward the ceiling. You have to push with the sole of the foot and the palm of the hand on the floor, lifting the opposite arm like this. So this is the next step. Once the pelvis locks in place, right, you'll feel it. That back leg becomes weightless. See if you can lift the leg. You may hold the knee, or if you can, take hold of the foot or the toe, coming into this. But if the hips aren't locked, you're going to be doing something like this. It's terrible for the shoulder. You have to build to that. You stay here until the hips come up. Okay? Let's do that now. Okay, we'll come into high plank together. Everybody in high plank. Vashisthasana on the left. So rotate onto the left side. Traditional. Or beginners or somebody with an injury, you can follow me. Otherwise, if you know the variations, go ahead. Okay, high plank. And you'll go to the other side. Right side now, same thing. Do the variations if you can. Just try your best. Don't force anything. You have to feel the body in the pose. Rather than overthinking everything, feel. Feel what's happening. Use the breath. Okay, high plank. Lower the knees. Bring the seat to the feet. Thunderbolt pose again. Close the eyes. Listen to the breath. Inhale Om. Exhale Om. Okay, let's do the headstand next. Everything until now, warm up. Now we move into the main poses. So the headstand is the king of the asanas, the father of all poses. It's directing all the blood, all the oxygen into the brain, flooding the brain with the oxygen, with the blood and the prana, moving into the higher centers of the brain, giving life to all the cells there, to the psychic centers there. Okay, so there's so many variations to this pose. If you're a professional, you know the headstand, go ahead. Beginners, you can follow me. I'll show you. I think the easiest way to go into this, first you have to set the base of the pose. You have to have a good base or you can't build from there. So you have to make sure that the elbows no wider than your shoulders. And then you interlace the fingers. So you're like this. Thumbs, I'll come closer. Thumbs are up like this. So you're forming a helmet with the hands. So it's like this, not like this, no way, like this, okay? And you keep space between the ears and the shoulders. This tends to happen because of gravity. Gravity will pull down on the shoulders. You have to make space between ears and shoulders. Don't lose your neck. Thumbs up, the hands are gonna support the back of the head. Very beginners, you may come more toward the front crown of your head. Okay, it's easier and better for the neck. Okay, of course, professionals, center of the head. Okay, so let's try this. So beginners, follow me. If you're professional, you're already up there. And if you have the full lotus when you're up there, go ahead. Otherwise, elbows no wider than the shoulders. Interlace the fingers, thumbs are up. Place the top of the head on the floor with the hands supporting the back of the head. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Curl the toes. Lift the seat. Keep walking the feet in, walking closer and closer, bringing the hips right over the shoulders, stacking hips over the shoulders. This may be as far as you're going, especially if you can't get the hips right over the shoulders. If you can, easiest variation, split the legs. With the legs split, it helps you to play with the balance. You may also use a wall and have the toes, the foot that I'm wiggling, those would be the toes against the wall. That forces you to still find the center of gravity, to still engage the muscles, to hold you into place. Once you've mastered here, you may bring the legs together, thighs near the chest with the legs bent. From there, lifting the knees toward the ceiling. From there, legs straight up. Of course, if you have the lotus, take the lotus in the pose, enhancing the benefits. Beginners, you don't need to stay too long, or if you get tired, you can come down and rest and then go up again. If something hurts, please do not stay. You need to come down. All the rest, if you're comfortable and you've mastered the pose, the eyes are closed, all of the attention on the space between the eyebrows. Try to imagine a bright light there, stimulating the pituitary gland, the sixth sense. Steady, find stillness. Very slowly now, you're going to begin to release. Professionals, you know how to come down. You may do it with the legs completely straight. If you can, bend the knees. Bring the knees in toward the chest. And then one leg at a time comes down to the floor with control. Then the seat to the heels. Child's pose. Allowing all the blood to normalize now in the head. Keep the attention on the brow center. Lifting the torso. Let's come onto our backs for Sarvangasana, the shoulder stand, mother of the poses. So come flat onto your backs. Arms by your sides, palms are down. We're going to come very briefly into the plow pose first, and then we'll go into the shoulder stand. So lifting the legs nice and slowly, no rush. And then once the hips come up, bring the feet to the floor. You may bend the knees if you can't bring the feet to the floor. Interlace the fingers. Squeeze the elbows and shoulder blades toward each other and start rocking side to side, coming on the tops of the shoulders. Try to come to the very tops of your shoulders, chest to chin, hands to the back now. Now lift one leg at a time. Try to create a nice straight line from the shoulders to the feet. Still now. Hold the body absolutely still. Bring all the attention to the space between the eyebrows. Try to feel the heartbeat there, the pulse there. Very slowly, the plow pose, bending the knees, bringing the knees for beginners toward the forehead. If you can, you may spread the legs, bringing the knees near the shoulders. Feet come to the floor. If you're flexible, the knees will reach the floor, and you may wrap the arms around the legs, squeezing the ears with the legs, disconnecting you from the external sound. Or you may take any variation of the plow you'd like. You may straighten the legs. There's so many different variations. Once you found your way into the pose, you do your meditation. Make sure the eyes are closed. Hold the attention there at the brow center, strong, hard. Palms to the mat now. Very slowly, one vertebra at a time, shoulders to the seat, lowering down. Use the abdominal muscles, take your time. Building strength in the transitions. When the seat comes down, legs perpendicular to the floor now. From here, lower them down 45 degrees. Do the breathing, Bhastrika breath. Quick inhales and exhales through the nose. Keep the breath going, 3 inches from the floor. Exhale, release. Charging time. Corpse pose now, lying like a corpse. Inhaling through all the pores of your skin, like a magnet, attracting, pulling the forces in through the skin. Exhaling away all fatigue. Again, inhale, charging. Exhale, relaxing, releasing. Sarvangasana one more time. Shoulders stand again, arms by your sides, palms down, legs are straight. Nice and slowly begin to lift the legs. Hips coming up now. Briefly coming into the plow pose. Come on to the tops of the shoulders, interlace the fingers, rock a little. Shoulder blades almost touching, elbows almost touching. On the tops of the shoulders, chest to the chin, hands to the back. One leg at a time now. Return to the shoulder stand. You should be able to go a little deeper this time. If you have full lotus, do the full lotus Padmasana in the pose. If you only have half, legs straight up. If you're in Padmasana, knees straight up toward the ceiling. If you have good balance, hands compressed to the thighs. Steady. Do your meditation. All the attention now, right between the eyebrows. Very slowly coming into the plow pose. If you're in the lotus, you may stay in Padmasana and come into the embryo pose, bringing the thighs toward the chest. Wrap the arms around the thighs if you can. Otherwise, any variation of the plow. Keep practicing your concentration. Palms to the mat now. Very slowly releasing, lowering from the shoulders to the feet. Matsyasana, the fish pose. If you're in the lotus, you stay. You'll hold the feet or press the elbows first. Lift the chest. Don't lower the knees yet. Keep the chest lifted. Come onto the top of the head. And then grab the tops of the feet. Keep pressing the elbows down, helping you to go deeper, lowering the knees to the floor. If you don't have the full lotus, the palms are down. The sits bones on top of the wrists and the fingertips under the thighs. Elbows almost touching as you press them to the floor. Lift the chest, come onto the top of the head. Muscles in the back, engaged, they're active, hugging in toward the spine. Eyes are closed. Feel the heartbeat there, the space between the eyebrows. Release the head and neck. Come onto your backs. Charging time. Corpse pose. Breathe in through the pores of the skin. Breathe out through the pores of the skin. Use your imagination. Recharge with the breath. Please, sitting up now. We're going to do Paschimottanasana, the back stretch. I had the pleasure of taking class this morning with Sandra from Croatia, and she did a beautiful preparation for Paschimottanasana. So legs straight out in front. You wrap the arms behind the back. Hold the elbows with the hands, like this. So this helps you to send the lower back up and in and open the chest. Keep pulling on the elbows, squeezing the shoulder blades, keeping the chest open as you begin to fold forward, but keep the chest open. Of course, if you're not so flexible, you'll have to bend the legs to bring the thighs and chest together. But this helps you to understand how the lower back should be up and in, how the chest should be open as you come into the pose. Coming back up, we'll do the full pose now. That same action in the spine, the lower back pressing up and in, automatically opens the chest and allows you to go deeper. We focus so much on the backs of the legs here, they come after the back stretches and opens. And so much more of our health is right there in our spine, right? Not in the hamstrings, the spine. So let's focus on the back, the legs come, okay? So let's, if you need to, if you're less flexible, you'll have to bend the knees a little here. Hold the heels. Keep pulling on the heels, sending the elbows to the floor, lower back up and in, chest open. Then lower the head below the knees. Of course, if you can, straighten the legs. If you have the legs bent, if you need to bend the knees, the feet are natural. Don't point or flex the feet. Feet just natural. Of course, if you're able to straighten the legs, you may take the full pose. Take hold of the big toes, first two fingers, pulling on the toes, elbows out, trying to reach the head for the feet. Close your eyes. Inhale from the base of the spine, up the spine to the brow center. Exhale back to the base of the spine. Keep going, watching the breath move up the spine with the inhale Down back to the base with the exhale. Okay, release the pose. Coming up. Next, we're going to do a preparation for taking the leg behind the head, a variation of the pigeon pose to open the hip and prepare the leg for going behind the head. So we'll begin with the right leg. You're going to bring the right shin parallel to the front of your mat. Can you see my foot? I think I need to back up. That's better. Okay, so make sure that the right foot is flexed and the left leg extends back from your hip. I'll turn sideways so you can see a little better. Don't worry if you're not too open here. I'll show you a variation that helps. Because normally if you're here to have that back leg and the hips straight, don't worry. Still bring the leg out like this. And what you're gonna do is hold the left foot with the left hand, and you're gonna pull the torso right over that right knee. So keep pulling on the foot to bring the chest down, head to the floor. Right arm extends straight out from the shoulder, straight up from the shoulder. Of course, if you're more flexible, you can walk straight out in front, bringing the collarbone over the shin. So the arms come straight out. But if you're not too flexible, you start here and you start working your way there. For those who are very flexible and can probably take the leg behind the head, you can bring the foot up. I'm not sure if you can see me. I think this is better. You can bring the foot more up so it's at an angle. The shin's at an angle so that when you come forward, the forehead rests on the top of the foot. Otherwise, come back like I showed, here or here. Close the eyes. Breathing into any areas of tension. If you feel resistance, you feel tension there, you direct the breath there. Every exhale, try to relax, release that tension, letting go of the resistance, feeling it melt away. It takes consistency and practice. You have to keep coming to your practice every day to make progress, but don't expect to make progress. Imagine the best is taking place, but don't expect it. Okay, let's release. We'll switch the legs. So lean to the right, bring the left leg in front, right leg comes back. So I'm going to show you if I wasn't flexible enough to do this. This is probably how you are if you're not too flexible. Left shin is parallel to the front of the mat, and the left foot is flexed. So you hold the left foot with the right hand, and you start coming over that left knee. By pulling on the foot with the hand, you bring the chest right over the knee, left arm extends out. That helps to start sinking that right side, the torso and the hip to the floor. As you become more open, you come more toward the center here. Of course, if this is too easy, if you're more flexible and it's too easy, bring the foot higher up so that when you come forward, the foot is resting somewhere, or the forehead is resting somewhere near the foot, preparing you for taking the leg behind the head. Close the eyes, relax. You have to learn to relax in the poses, even if the body is feeling some sort of, work that's happening, some sort of resistance, the body feels tired. Use your breath to relax the mind. Be the eternal witness, just watching the activity. Control the breath. Control your mind with the breath. That is the beginning of controlling the mind. Okay, go ahead, release. Legs straight out in front now. Hold the right ankle with both hands. Lift the right leg, take the knee near the shoulder, and begin to lie back. Keep the knee right near the armpit or right near the shoulder. Keep pressing the knee down, not leg overhead, knee down, preparing the leg for going behind the head. So less flexible students, you can stay right here. Keep working here. Keep trying to bring the knee down. If you can, hold the heel or the sole of the foot with both hands and start to press the knee to the floor on the outside of the shoulder. You may bend the left leg and even lift the knee from the floor. That makes it easier. If you can still, if the knee's on the floor, then try to work the right shoulder right in front of the knee and the knee behind the shoulder, like me. Trying to get the leg behind the head. Of course, if you can take the leg behind the head, you don't have to waste your time here. You can take the leg behind the head, but keep working wherever you're at. Beginners right here. Relax. Offer the pose. This is my best. This is my gift to all beings. Especially those who are suffering, who are unable to do a practice. I'm doing this for you with all my love. Okay, release the right leg. Lift the left leg, bend the knee, hold the ankle, both hands. Left foot is relaxed, not flexed. Bring the knee to the shoulder. And turn around for you. So knee near the shoulder, near the armpit. Keep bringing the knee lower, not the foot higher or behind you. You're trying to get the leg behind the head here. If you can, hold the sole of the foot with both hands. Use the weight of the hands, bring the knee to the floor. You may lift the opposite leg off the floor. By doing this, it helps. It allows you to round the spine a little. It gives you a little more space. If the knee is on the floor, left shoulder in front of the knee, knee behind the shoulder, or if you can, leg behind the head. Again, you find your limit where you can stay, and you stay there. Breathe, close the eyes, go inside. Release the pose, charging time, corpse pose. Breathe in through the pores of the skin. Breathe out through the pores of the skin. From here, bending the legs, grab the ankles, hold the ankles if you can. Place the feet on the floor. Keep holding the ankles if you can. Lift the hips, rock from shoulder to shoulder, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Pressing the feet, the shoulders into the floor. Try to lift the hips, the pelvis high, chest to the chin, just like in the shoulder stand. If you can't hold the ankles, find another variation of bridge. You can bring the palms to the floor, but try to hold the ankles like in the bow pose. Glutes are engaged, lower back is engaged. You can stay here, or if you can, lift the heels to help lift the hips a little higher. Place the heels of the hands right under the lower back, so the fingers are wrapping around the waist toward the front of the body. You can lower the heels back down. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades, elbows toward each other. If you can, straighten the legs. Keep the legs together, not apart if you can. Stretching the chest, squeezing shoulder blades, pressing the shoulders down. It's a wonderful chest opening, heart opening pose. If the legs are straight, bend the legs, lift the seat a little, lowering down, recharge. Relax. Use the breath and use your imagination to recharge. I'll show you the next. If we're going to do upward facing bow. So I'll show you and then we'll go into it together. If that is too much for you, repeat the bridge pose. So you have to bend the legs. You're going to cup the hands like this. Cupping the hands like this, okay? So that they're like spiders, or like you're going to dribble a basketball. Place the hands near the ears with the fingertips aimed toward the top of your mat, away from your feet. So you're going to lift the hips and place the top of the head where the shoulders were. So lifting the hips, so just watch me if you don't know the variation. Place the top of the head where the shoulders were. Now, if you can, turn the hands. If you're a little tighter, you may hold the edges of the mat. That's a little more helpful. It gives you more space. Lift the head, go up. You can lift the heels, go a little higher, rock a little here, trying to bring the shoulders over the wrists. Okay, let's do it together. Bend the legs, cup the hands, hands near the ears, fingertips toward the top of the mat. Lift the hips, and now come on to the top of the head. Turn the hands or hold the edges of your mat, go up. Stretch, back body active, glutes, lower back engaged, you can rock. Lift the heels, go higher. Imagine the arms, legs straightening. The longer you stay, the better for you. Very slowly begin to lower down, slow transition down. Hug the knees to the chest, knees and thighs together to protect your back. You can rock if you like. We're going to do one more. This time, if you're a professional and you can do it from standing up, we'll do it from standing up. If you've never done it from standing up, now's not the time to begin when you don't have a teacher physically with you to help you. So you do the same as we did, or you can repeat bridge pose. If you're coming from standing up, your feet should be about mat width distance apart, toes a little wider than the heels. Again, you should be a professional. You should know how to do this. So you may go in like you did before, starting on the back, or from standing. You can go a little deeper. You've warmed up a bit. Think of someone you love or someone in need. Or think of God in the poses. It makes them easier, I promise. Very slowly coming down. Knees, thighs together. Hug the thighs to the chest. You can rock. Relax. Everybody sitting up, please. So let's do Ardha Matsyendrasana now. Spinal twist. You'll bend the left leg, so the knee is right at the mid-center of the body, center of your mat. Right foot on the outside of the left knee, not near the hip, near the knee, to give you that space to twist deeper. The knees right at the center of the body, the midline. If it's too much, if you find your right seat comes up in this variation, you may straighten the left leg to keep the sits bones rooted into the floor evenly. Twist to the right, right hand right behind you, spine perpendicular to the floor. You can simply hug the knee with the left arm to twist you, trying to bring the shoulders at least perpendicular to the front of the mat. If you can, though, make some effort. Try to get the outside of the left arm to the outside of the right leg. Lifting the rib cage from the thigh, twisting you deeper. Try to go even deeper. Make sure that right sits bone isn't lifting. Reaching through the top of the head. Go deeper. Twist, stretch. You have to make the effort. So good for the spine, the endocrine system, the nervous system. Close the eyes, go inside. If you know other arm variations, go ahead. At the end of every exhale, the lungs are empty. Go deeper. Releasing the pose. We'll switch the legs. Right knee bends or right leg bends. Knee is right at the front center of the mat, right? The center of the body. Left foot on the outside of the right knee. Near the knee, not the hip. Same as the other side. So if you find your left seat now lifting up, straighten the right leg straight out. This will keep you rooting, grounding, being able to push through the sit bones. We're going to twist to the left now, left hand behind you. You can simply hold the knee and twist. But if you can, and you can go deeper, is that your best? No, go deeper. Upper arm to the outside of the left leg. Use that as leverage. Twist deeper. The thigh against the abdominal organs is helping to massage them, helping you to twist deeper as you lift the rib cage from the thigh. Pull the left shoulder rib cage back, twist the neck, close the eyes, go inside. Try to feel the pose. Feel what's happening, imagining the best taking place. Very slowly release the pose. We'll do the relaxation now. So coming onto your back, Shavasana, meditation on your back. So if you need to, but get a pillow for under the head, a blanket over you, socks, anything you'd like to get comfortable, do it now. Get yourselves nice and comfortable. The relaxation is a form of active meditation. The only thing that's going to move is your attention. Watching the attention as it moves through the body like a scanning light, charging, relaxing everything as it passes through. Our attention is like a magnet, pulling the prana, the energy, to wherever the attention is. Let's relax the left side first, beginning with the left hand and fingers. All of your attention on the left hand, the fingers there. Imagine the best taking place. The attention attracting, pulling the forces to all the cells there. Hand, fingers loose, heavy, letting go. Relax the wrist. Lower arm. The upper arm. And the shoulder now. Go to the hip joint region and the buttocks, left side. The skin like water, flesh is hanging from the bone. Everything there loose, heavy. The thigh, tingling, vibrating, becoming fully charged. Great healing taking place at this moment. The knee, lower leg, and the ankle. Relax the foot, the entire foot, and all of the toes. All the tension being removed. Go to the right hand and fingers. Relax the hand, all the fingers now. Everything dead-like, no sensation. The wrist and lower arm. Upper arm. And the shoulder. Let it be. Let it go. Letting go the hip joint, buttocks, right side. Loose and heavy. No sensation. The thigh, knee, the lower leg and ankle now. Completely relaxed. The right foot and all of the toes dead light. Like under anesthesia, no longer available to you. Go to the back. Relax the upper back, shoulder blade region. Heavy, sinking down now. The lower back. Entire back now. Completely relaxed. Relax the abdomen. the chest region, the neck, entire neck. Soften the throat. The scalp, forehead, tingling, vibrating, feeling the charging in all the cells. Relax all the muscles in the face, the entire head and face. Now imagine that you are in deep sleep without dream. You are free of the body, free of the mind and the emotion, just like in sleep without dream. Except for a portion of the consciousness remains. The witness remains. Not what you are conscious of, but consciousness itself. Like before the Big Bang, before any of the activity, the movables. Just you, the self, just God. Preparing to come out now. Deepen the breath. Sense the face, the limbs, all the rest. Very slowly, gradually returning to the outer bodies. If you know any stretches you'd like, go ahead. Finding your way back to seated. Taking your time, no rush. Place the hands at the center of the heart. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the innermost self, the supreme self right there in your heart. Remember, without yama and niyama, there is no yoga. Compassion is the foundation of our practices. You must extend your compassion to go beyond your family, friends, and pets, to reach all living beings. All these names and forms, but only one. We are all one. No violence, no harming anyone or anything, mentally or physically. That should be your constant practice. Thank you so much for joining me today. Be happy, be healthy.